Hey, what's up guys, Lux here bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at LEGO set 21168, the Warped Forest. Comes with 287 pieces and retails for $29.99 in the United States. Now, this set in particular is one of the new 2021 recently released sets. Definitely a very fun one here as well. As you can see, very colorful. A very good representation of the new Nether update, which we'll take a closer look at when we actually take a look at the set. But as you can see here, it has some pretty neat inclusions. So first off, we can see two piglins being included here. One of the first sets to introduce them. So that's a really good benefit in itself, as well as we get a Hoglin build here, which has been the hot topic when it comes to the sets. And I'll get into that once we actually take a look at the physical set itself. If we take a look at the back here, we get to see a little bit more of the play features it includes, as well as just a better look at the set as a whole. So yeah, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at the build. Alright guys, here's the set fully built up in its entirety. But as always, first we're going to be taking a look at the minifigures. Alright guys, let's take a look at the figures here. We're going to start off from most exciting to least exciting in my opinion. So first off here we have the Huntress figure. Now this is a new exclusive Minecraft figure. For the printing of this figure, it looks pretty nice. The chest printing looks nice. Details look like they have a belt there with maybe some wool for the neck area. Look at the back here, we can see an extension of that, as well as an extension of her pinkish hair. Yeah, it's pink. I don't know why I said pinkish. Looking down at the legs here, there's actually no printing for it. They actually just give this figure some gold legs, so nothing I say it's a little bit disappointing, though it makes sense, like wear some gold armor so the piglins don't get you. But we definitely missed out on an opportunity here to get a like completely new figure, but it's alright. They probably would have given this figure just typical brown legs, so this definitely works here. The face print looks alright. You can see a little bit of a division there with a lighter pink with a darker pink. Face print looks typical for a Minecraft figure, so the accessory is an iron pickaxe there. Nothing too special, but definitely the figure itself having a new Lego Minecraft skin is nothing to complain about, and they are always welcome. So yeah, that's been the Huntress figure. Moving on. Next up here we have the piglin figures, and they did an incredible job here, especially with the head. You can see that the ears are like, I don't want to say flapping, but a little bit more divided from the head mold, so you can tell that they have like pig ears right there. You can see the tusks and everything growing there by the nose as well. They did a really good job, outstanding job for the head print there. A little bit wider than the regular Minecraft head, but that's alright since it's a technically like a creature figure. You can see the printing on the chest right there. Looks very good, very accurate, very ragged looking clothes for like things that live in the Nether. Definitely very accurate. If we take a look at the back here, not much printing to be had, but you typically don't get a close or good look at this, given that this piglin actually came with a gold chestplate accessory, so typically you wouldn't see this print, but I decided to show it off here since I think it's a pretty good and important part of this figure. This piglin also comes with a ghost sword accessory, so very fitting. Definitely one of their preferred weapons for sure. Moving on. Next up here we have a piglin with essentially full gold armor. Now something to note here is that the regular Lego Minecraft helmet that they make won't fit on this figure, because I mentioned before the head here is actually more triangular than square, so the square helmet we use for like iron helmets, diamond helmets won't fit on this figure, so that's something to point out. But not too important here, just want to show off what the piglin would look like in essentially full gold here. Got his gold sword, got his gold chestplate, got his gold leggings as well, so this one's decked out for sure. Just a nice looking piglin figure again, and just to show off what it would look like with its gold accessories. So yeah, that's been the piglin in full gold. Moving on. Last and certainly least here, you could argue this isn't a figure, more sort of a build, but it's definitely a creature and a mob in Minecraft, so I'm counting it. This is the Hoglin. Now the Hoglin here. What can I say about the Hoglin? So first off, Lego definitely messed this up. Similar to what they did with the Ravager. When it comes to the color of the mob, they definitely messed this up big time. So first off, this have a little bit of feature here. Has this, what would typically be like some hairs growing in the back. I'm not 100% sure what it is, and I'm kind of scared to find out. But if you push this up, you can actually move the head up and down. Nothing too insane. The tusks here, they're actually gray on the figure instead of making it white for, you know, what typical tusks would look like for something like a hog. So that's something else that's important to point out. And the main thing is the Hoglin itself here is very tan. As you can see, tan. They use tan to represent the Hoglin here. But even as they use in the box art themselves of the official Lego set, you can see that the Hoglin is very much more of a pink color, similar to what the piglin's color scheme is. As you can see here, the piglins are more of a peach color, but this guy right here is just purely tan. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I don't know if they didn't have the pieces to make this look more accurate, but yeah, definitely not a very good look on Lego's part. They try to pass this on as the best iteration of this mob here. But yeah, definitely one of the most disappointing parts of this set. Could have been a really like 10 out of 10 set, honestly, if they just got the hogging correct, especially after they messed up the Ravager greatly in the Illager raid set. But yeah, what are you gonna do with Lego? It takes a cheap alternative as always, but we keep buying it, so we're just promoting their actions. At least I do. Anyways, that's been the Hoglin. The build overall, it's alright, but just some disappointing color choices and piece usage here when it comes to the tusk at least, and the color scheme of this hog here. But yeah, all we can say here is hopefully they messed up only because they used wrong concept art, but let's be fair. We've seen the Baba shuttle. We've seen the Ravager. They messed up by themselves. Alright, anyways, that's been the Hoglin. Now let's move on to the build. Alright, now that we're done looking at the miniface, now let's take a look at the build. Now this build here has a few things to take a look at, a lot of things to point out for sure when it comes to the new net update. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to start off from the left and move our way over to the right. So moving over here to the left, you can see a little bit of a start to this warped biome. This is the blue one. The blue one actually is known more for having Enderman spawns, less so Piglin spawns. So maybe that's an error in Lego's part, but just in the actual game physics, you can find a lot more Endermen in this blue warp forest than you can Piglins. Piglins are mainly mostly found in either random areas in the Nether or the red warp forest, but just something to point out from in-game. Anyways though, looking at this set here, I think they do a pretty good job representing this environment, the blue warp forest in specific. You can see they use a lot of these plates that heavily represent the color that they actually use in the Minecraft. You can see the tree builds, they actually represent it pretty well. First of all, the wood here is very reminiscent of the actual one you find in game. A very dark purple / blue coloring, and they represent it here pretty well. And they add a little bit of detail with those translucent pieces as well. So, because the actual wood is also detailed and has some, I won't say translucent, but glowing elements to it. So they try to represent that here with that. Taking a look at the side of this tree here, we can also see some shroom lights here. I believe that's the name of this block. They're they kind of look like glowstone, but they grow on the trees of either the red warp forest or the blue ones. So here we can see one located in the back. That's pretty much all there is to see for this tree. Moving further to the right, moving the character out of the way, we can see a little bit more netherrack being spread about and a little bit more of the blue warp forest environment also spreading. Here we can see another tree. Now, if we take a look at the back here, there's actually the play feature of this set, or one of. If we take a look at the back here behind the tree, we can actually see some TNT located right there. And this is actually one of the play features. If we push down on this, you can see a little bit of a lever here. It's supposed to make the tree go flying. So, as you saw there, the top half of the tree went flying. This log, I don't know what you call it exactly, was supposed to fall as well, but sometimes it gets stuck on this block right here. Just something small to point out. Not too big of a deal, though. Obviously, just meant to be or represent that the trees getting destroyed there. Moving back over to the front, we can see a little bit of a lava fall here, as well as the warp forest extending upwards. These warp forests are multi-layered, so obviously it makes sense that you would find some on top and the bottom all over the place. If we take another look at the back of this set, you can see a little bit of a lever here, and you can push it backwards. Now, what the main function is for this is actually the second play feature of the set. Something else to point out, there's also some glowstone located underneath the lava fall itself. Small little detail. But if you had a good eye, you can see that these blocks here actually don't belong there. They actually belong right here next to the lava fall, meant to represent a little bit of a lava spread. Now, the whole purpose of this is the lever that we saw earlier that we can pull back. If we pull it back right now, it's supposed to represent lava flowing or spreading really quickly within the nether. So that's another little play feature included here. The last one, to be precise, when it comes to the build at least. Now moving a little bit more to the right, we can see a lava fall down here that we took a little bit of a close look at earlier. We can see another piglin here, moving him out of the way to get a better look at the environment. We can see some of those new mushrooms being spread about. They're not the typical mushroom build like the red and white one that we're used to, since they added new mushrooms during this nether update. These are the mushrooms that you can more accurately find in this environment. We get another one of those fire pieces, a very nice one to obviously represent mobs being on fire, or just using it as a fire piece to spread about. There's two of these located in the set, so that's a very nice piece to get. And if we move all the way to the right, we can see the start of a soul sand biome. We can see here a fossil growing. This is one of the defining features of a soul sand biome in another one of the new biomes again. So that's a nice little reference to that. Maybe you go a set based on that environment or biome in the future here, but definitely a nice reference to that right there. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this set. Obviously, there's a few things to point out. Definitely a bit more with this being from the new Nether update. Nice little references to the new biome, or just a good representation of it. some great figure options. The piglins, the first iteration of them, look really good here. The new Huntress figure skin, very nice as well. It's always great to have new Minecraft skins included in sets. And while the Hoglin is pretty disappointing, you know, we can only hope LEGO goes back and fixes their mistakes, but we'll see. It is LEGO. They messed up the Ravager as well. But anyways, pretty good set all around. 30 bucks. You should probably wait to pick it up on sale for sure. But overall, fun and good representation of the new Nether update. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy, you know what to do. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.